Hi everyone. So this is a video I've been wanting to do for a long time. I am here at Ebenezer Cemetery in church, and it's where I kind of grew up. I've always enjoyed going to cemeteries, and part of the reason why is this cemetery right here. I have a lot of family members buried there, and I can remember from being a really little kid having my grandparents take me here and show me the different family members who were buried there. This is the church where my father grew up and played the piano, and I remember going there with my grandparents, and even in the spring they would have a dinner on the grounds. And so I have a lot of really early memories attached to the cemetery. So I've always thought of cemeteries as being fun places, places attached to family, and just really positive feelings. So this is Ebenezer Church. From what I can tell, the church itself was established, let's see, in 1849. I think it was actually established at a different spot, about a couple of miles away, but I haven't been able to pin down exactly where that was. But when we would have the dinners on the ground, I think the first Sunday in May, this is where all, my grandparents and her friends would set up food. And it was just really fun. Really wholesome, great food. So this place is really special in my psyche. I was thinking about why I love this cemetery so much, and I think one of the reasons that I really like it so much is because I get very attached to places, and most of the places from when I was a kid are no longer accessible to me. Like my grandparents who lived down the road, their house was burned down by an arson, I guess about 11 years ago. My other grandparents, their son sold their house, so I can't go there anymore. And my parents live not far from here, but that wasn't built until I was in junior high. So it's been around a long time, but it's not like the earliest memories. This place, I've been going here for my entire life. So when you're from a small community like this and you have cemeteries, a lot of the families have intermarried, and so I may be related to a lot of people here, even if they don't have one of the last names associated with my family. So I always come visit my grandparents, my great aunt, but I also like to look at all the other names too. There's some pretty old tombstones here. I don't remember the earliest one I've seen, but mid 1800s. It's pretty common. I've always found this one to be pretty picturesque. See, 1858 is when he died. Old bricks. The whole setting is super peaceful. Sometimes you can hear deer walking back in the woods. So fun fact, me and my sister both did NaNoWriMo a few years ago, and that's National Novel Writing Month. And what you're supposed to do is write a whole novel in a month. You're supposed to write a couple thousand words every day and just kind of write and see what develops from it. And eventually she ended up writing a story about our grandfather in World War II. And I ended up writing a story kind of about a Bigfoot. It was set in this area, in this church, and the cemetery play a central role. I don't know if we'll ever publish either one of them, but it's been fun doing that. And I tried to preserve some of the stories from the community that my grandparents had told us. Like I said, this is filled with stories. And that's what I love about cemeteries, just thinking about all the stories that they hold. And coming out here to do this year, I realized that some of my relatives didn't have their tombstone pictures on Find a Grave. So I am working on taking pictures of all of the people in my family and updating them online. Because I always enjoy it when I come across something that pertains to my family that other people have uploaded. The only picture from my family that I found on Find a Grave was actually a picture of my grandfather's draft card for World War II, and I had never seen that before. Thought that was really cool. I don't know where it came from, who put it there, but I appreciated finding it. One of the saddest things about these old cemeteries is the graves for the infants, the little ones. There's a lot of them. A lot of times they have the little lamb on. A lot of people died before your modern medicine and vaccines. Yeah, some of the tombstones have fallen down and they're just now flush with the ground. Hard to read. I really enjoy a lot of the names too. There's some interesting names. In fact, when I was writing my book, I would come out here and try to look at some names and do mashups. I hope I didn't name anybody after anyone real. I tried not to, but yeah. Yeah, this cemetery is why cemeteries don't feel creepy to me. I just like being here, like listening to the wind, remembering people I love. This is probably where my parents will be buried. And I tried to get my husband to agree to bury me here when I die. But if that's going to happen, I think I have to go after him because he doesn't want to do that. But that's fair because he wants to be cremated, and I told him I wasn't going to do that either. So whoever lasts the longest gets to make the decision, sounds like. There are a lot of Freemasons buried here. And lots of World War II vets, lots of World War I vets too, actually. So yeah, this is my favorite cemetery. This is the premiere episode of Tombstone Tourism. I'm hoping next time to show you another old cemetery that I've been going to since I was an infant. But this is my favorite one. I hope you've enjoyed it. Oh, there's plenty of room for me. Look at all that extra room. Somebody's an introvert even in death. Maybe this is where I should go. Is it weird to be talking about my gravesite? Okay, I joked about this person having their tombstone over here away from everyone else. But when I came over here, I realized I think I actually know this person. They're not dead yet. They just have a tombstone up here. That's a little much. I don't want to put a tombstone up before I die, but I guess if you want to reserve a spot. Look at these South Arkansas woods. Aren't they awesome? So dark. I love just sitting here listening to the squirrels and the wind. So I'm not going to go into the woods because this hunting season I will get shot. I don't have orange on. So I'll just show you kind of the periphery. So these tables are older than me. They or what everyone would put the food on to eat out here. And over there is a well. And it figures pretty prominently in my story too. There is a stream back there. And on the map it's labeled Ebenezer Branch, which I guess is where the church got its name, maybe. I don't know. I'm wanting to find some acorns from these trees that I can maybe pot. Let's see if I can grow some trees from these, because these are super old and I love them. I don't know if you can see this ground. It's just completely hard and covered in moss. So old. Let's see any acorns. Maybe the squirrels ate them all. There's a lot of squirrels out here. Yeah, just like the caps everywhere. Oh wait, there's one. Look at this. The squirrel's been eating it. Man, my fingers look rough. Deer tracks. Here's the start of a chanterelle mushroom, I believe. These have not rotted because they're metal. Like I said, older than me, and I'm old. So, been here a long time. The deer should come hide over here between the buildings. If I was going to haunt a place, this would be it. It's very nice out here. I like to just hang out here while I'm live. I've forgotten what kind of mushrooms these are. I'll have to look it up. Pretty. Thanks for coming with me to explore my favorite cemetery in southern Arkansas. See you next time.